Thanks, Poseidon and Wayne. It's an amazing analysis you did. So I've been following this in some detail, and one of the key sort of thoughts is actually that there is not only a collapse of the business model, there's actually a specific attack that actually cost billions of dollars to execute. So I'm kind of curious to hear your analysis on, like, if you in your description have seen actually like, can we actually see the attack on chain, like sort of the actions of transferring the pools, and then how does a project protect against attack versus protect against its inherent stability?
Actually, for this one, I might actually want to give this question to Sam. I know that Sam have prepared something just to answer your question.
All right, I will go nowhere close to Wayne's level of details. There's tons of knowledge from Wayne, but for us, it's just, so I'm from dPrism, and we do the on-chain and off-chain cross-chain data analysis. Let me show you something that we discovered via our database. Let me do a share screen. Make it real quick, but Wayne, please chime in with the actual details on the technical part. Well, I'm only talking about the data the data science that we saw. Again, my name is Sam. I'm from dPrism. So here is, can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Cool. Okay. So here's what we pulled. We started. So first of all this data is based on the BNB chain data, aka the BSC chain. We can see actually a lot of movements where unusual movements happened way before the date that Luna started to enter in the death spiral. So from the first sign that you can see from Friday, the April 22nd, you see a big chunk of transaction out. And we trace back to the penetrative data and transfers, and we can see all these big transactions are actually moving to a hot wallet to Binance. And they're about 200. So on average, it's about 200, but that day is about almost 700. So there's a minus 500 transaction out from the on-chain. And on second, you can see on the bottom where you can see on Wednesday, April 27th, well, the transaction numbers are almost equal. There's a negative 19, but it's about the average. The transaction values and the average transaction values actually both spiked, which means there is a lot of large transactions that happens that moved ahead of the market. So this is the graph on the bottom. So we actually
Sam, these transactions are on BSC.
Yeah, they're all BSC transactions. So everything happens on BNB chain. So dPrism started with BSC. So we won't be able to see any of the other chains just yet. This is purely from BSC alone. So
and which which types of assets are moving here?
This is the Luna. This is for Luna.
Got it.
Yeah. So on Wednesday, again, this before the market moves, there are a lot of transactions that from the big accounts. And then you can see a similar trend, which I didn't spot, but it's close to Sunday, May 8th. So this is all prior, and we're able to identify those addresses that follows Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3. And we get 177 wallet addresses that have moved ahead of the market. And then among all the 3 different movements, we're able to connecting all of them. And there are 15 addresses that showed up that they basically take the smart move at every step. That includes block numbers 1, 2, 3, and then all this intra-middle day transactions. These are the addresses that were identified, and yeah, we didn't share it on social media just because this is something that's very preliminary. But to answer your question, there are always signs. There are always people that know ahead of time. You can call them insiders, or you can call them the smart identity or the survivors. But there are always signs that based on data screen. We can't really, with the hindsight 2020, it's easy to say, oh, this is abnormal this is unusual, but I think it's always good to stay alert. We have the capabilities to letting people to set their alerts. For example, the first graph, right, the transaction trends. If you see a big dip, it's actually a good time to get alerted. And so was the total token transacted on average and the total numbers, which way in either way, regardless what you might extrapolating from data, is always just good to get notified. So aside from Luna, just very quick. So aside from Luna, what we can do also because of Luna, there are a lot of people had making requests of what to be monitored. So I know a lot of people talking about step in these days, especially from last night. These are the things that we just built, and then we're able to follow the top addresses for deposit withdrawals, and then we're able to push the real-time notification for whale movements. So yeah, we're trying to make the dPrism the everyday tool that you may use whatever you do in Web3. We're updating, we're integrating with more chains and with more functionalities.